Hi folks, Trace here. For this flight, we are in the TBM 850. We are at Cancun, where we landed a few days ago. I attempted to video that flight, frankly, but it wasn't very successful. Hopefully now I've gotten a little better at figuring out the mouse joystick, among other things, and maybe this flight will go more smoothly. So, the Flightline flight has started. The NPAG staff folks are all on board. We're gassed up and we're ready to fly. And we're going back to our main FBO in Tampa Bay, St. Petersburg Clearwater, which is Kilo Papa India Echo. For those of you who follow this stuff, we are at Cozumel, Mike Charlie Zulu. So let's get aboard and get going. To the 2D cockpit, 3D cockpit, I mean. Okay, sun visors out of the way, battery on, lights up. Most people like to flip a bunch of switches, and if you're going to flip all the light switches on most airplanes, I don't know about this one even, you have lots of switches you can flip. Personally, I hit the L key, which turns on all the lights at once. And then the only ones I don't want on at that moment are the landing light and the taxi light. So I shut them off. So I'm only flipping 2 switches for what that's worth. Okay. Activate the Garmin 1000, which is very pretty to look at. It's not as crystal clear as a real life one, because as people say, you've got a video looking at a video, but it is what it is. It's not bad. I'm getting used to it. I can live with it. All right, now we want to, this damn thing comes up oriented north up. And where does it say that? Oh, it says it somewhere. And you got to get it, I've got to get it track up because I don't like north up. So I'm going to do this. Am I doing the right thing? Oh, that's great. I screwed it up already. Zoom in a little closer so we can have a look. Clear. Oh, I learned something new. See there it says north up. Okay, maybe I'll leave that in. So menu, procedure, menu, should be menu. Yeah, map setup. There we go. All right. Now, this is what you don't want to screw up. Scroll up. Scroll up. Scroll up. I did it. And there we are, track up. This way, the airplane is always pointing. I'm always looking at the direction the airplane's going. Otherwise, I don't know about most people, but I can't orient my brain otherwise. Okay, now let's put in our destination. And that's going to be, scroll up. Getting a little closer. The old man's blind eyes don't see that well. Kilo. Papa. K. India. Echo. KPIE. St. Petersburg Clearwater. Okay, that's set up. Oh, this is going so smoothly so far. All right, let's close her up. The only way I can close the passenger door is right here. I used to be able to hit shift, or rather D2, and it would go, D would close the main door, 2 would close the passenger door. Doesn't work anymore. I can hit D and it'll close the pilot door, which I'm going to do right now. But with every other airplane, I can hit D2 and it will close the second door. With the default Caravan, I can hit D2, 3, 4 just in succession, boom, 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 and it'll open up a whole bunch of doors. But not on this puppy. And I did initially, something changed. I don't know what it was. Just the wonderful world of Flight Simulator. Okay. So we're ready to start her up, and then we will think about pressurization. And I start by hitting the starter, get an NG rise of 11% or more, and then introducing fuel. Here's the NG. Stevo Knievo, who flies the TBM for real, says a 15% NG rise. I'd be happy with it, but I can't get it. I can't get it to what 15%. I guess this airplane's different. It goes 11 point something, and you know, hey, it starts just fine. So I'm not complaining. Okay. Pressurization, I want to show 9,000 feet. That's not the right way to do it, but it works. Scroll up 10. Scroll up 10. What I want out of pressurization is to not get to 25,000 feet and up right where my mouse cursor is right now, get a little blinking light that says, you're not pressurized right, you're all going to die. And the oxygen masks have to drop so that the people don't get asphyxiated. I just hate asphyxiation. It's just ruins your whole day, you know? So, okay. We cut the starter motor off. We'll worry about the other stuff when we get airborne. I think it's time to think about starting to call the tower and get out of here.
Cozumel ground, November 8500, November. Request taxi for takeoff. Departing straight out. November 850, Sierra, November. Taxi to and hold short of runway 11. Using taxiway Delta Alpha. Contact tower 118.1 when ready.
Sure.
Taxiing hold short runway 11. Using taxiway Delta Alpha.
Taxi.
Sierra, November.
We're on 1-1. Okay. Good enough. Now I've done some tweaking with the mouse cursor. The mouse joystick. I've talked about this in a couple of recent videos. Just in the last week, this is the first time I've tried TBM with the mouse set up this way. So I'm going to be interested to see what happens. So we initiate that by hitting the X key. Period key to get the parking brake off. Cut on a little power. Usual several second delay or a couple of second delay with Carenados. stopped. Okay, here we go. Now this airplane is an altitude capture system, which is just my terminology. You're manually controlling the VSI, which this is a little more reliable than the Wilco Falcon 7X, for God's sake. And you set the your target altitude, and when it reaches it, it stops, hopefully. This airplane's pretty good about that. So what's the difference between that and just hitting the altitude and saying go there? I don't know, really. There is a difference, though. The airplane just behaves differently. You know, rather than say the default Learjet or the default King Air, which are classic FSX airplanes, or you know, Alejandro's Citation X, which I've done a video or two of. You set the altitude, you know, the way I climb out, and set the altitude and punch it to the wall, and just don't let the nose get so high that you'll not be able to hold the airspeed. With the Citation X, that is not a problem. In fact, for the first 25 or 30,000 feet, you got the opposite problem. You can't prevent it from overspeeding unless you slow down. If you've got it shoved to the wall, you can have the VSI at 9,900 feet a minute climb, and it's still going to overspeed. But we're in the TBM today. I keep talking about other airplanes while I'm flying the airplane I'm flying. And you know, the first rule of flying an airplane is fly the airplane you're flying. Fly it. Pay attention. Okay, what's going on here? Come on. I think it's because I'm letting myself get a little too fast. It does seem a little, I'm not thinking about, is it more stable now? I should be, because this is the first time I've flown it since I've readjusted the null zones. I think it is a little more stable. It's not usually more, it's still all over the place a little bit. I think I'm taxing a little too fast for it. Yeah, see it. At least I'm keeping it on the runway. This is better than the last time. It's still, you gotta watch this puppy. This is not, this area is the one thing the Wilco Falcon 7X, as I've said, is better at than most airplanes. It ground handles really well, and it hand flies really well. Okay.
Cozumel Tower, November 8500, November, ready at runway 11, departing straight out. November 8500, November, clear for takeoff, runway 11, straight out, departure through.
Kick in a notch of flaps. Acknowledge.
Clear for takeoff, runway 1100,
Lights
November.
up. In a rainstorm. We're out of here. Right. Okay, vámonos. I'm going to point straight down the runway. It's not bad. It's not perfect, but it's better. Okay, let's see if she'll fly. She will fly. Gear up. Getting used to this stuff, so bear with me.
0 Sierra, November. You are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Okay, wait a minute. Let's go back to tummy. Okay. Autopilot on. Nav. Out. Yes. Scroll up 25, scroll up 20, scroll up 5. Now let's see. Okay. Bite in a little more climb. Oh, we're in the wrong mode here. There, now it should come around. Well, that's working out. Okay. Fuel selector to auto. It did. No, it didn't. That the auto. Nope. I keep forgetting what it is that does it. The selector is on auto. I go through this most flights. One of these switches, you gotta flip. You make this. The issue is this little yellow line here. It's not a big deal, but I want everything to be out. Let's go in closer, because my blind old eyes can't read it. Inert sep on. Okay, that's no big deal. But we don't need it. Inert sep. There we go. Inertial separator closes off the air intake opening. Here, I'll go outside and give you a look at it. Right there. That's the air intake. Now up here, it's fine to have it wide open. And when it's wide open, the more air that's going through it, the better performance you've got. But when you're down low, and there's the possibility of dust and dirt and crap near the ground, or snow and ice off the runway, you don't want that running through your turbines. So you close that. It limits the air going through, but it filters that out and protects your engine. So when you're on the ground, you want it on. Half the time I forget anyway. It's true in the real world, but it's not true in Flight Simulator. And I have a little issue with playing pretend too much. Although that's a good habit to be in. You know, it's also a good habit to put your gear up, put it down, stuff like that. I mean, the airplane in Flight Sim will continue to fly, but it's not the right way to do it. Now, sometimes, you know, you can go overboard with this stuff, go through all these checklists and spend all this time on it. And if you're, you know, interested in really doing it the right way, it's a good thing to do. But I'm not. I'm 69 years old. I was a pilot 25 years ago. You know, I lost my medical. I'm not going to be flying real airplanes again. I'm doing it the way I like to have fun. So no, I'm not going to sit here and go through 9 million checklists. If you want to listen to a lot of checklists, go to the YouTube channel for the Corporate Pilot Life and watch Sean and John or Planet G4 all over the world. They're going through checklists constantly because they have to, because they're, you know, they're procedural pilots and they're doing it the right way. But not me. I don't have to, and therefore I'm not going to. Okay, what I am going to do is go to 2x. I think the last time I flew this thing with the mouse joystick, I did not even have the X key assigned to turning the mouse joystick on or off. So I was having to go to, I don't even remember what it was. Oh yeah, hit the secondary mouse button, which is difficult for me to do. So it was almost like I was going to have to give it up. You know, and then I discovered, no, there's a key command for that. So I just assigned it to the X key. It's a piece of cake. So that really opened the whole thing up with the mouse joystick for me. Which, as I've said before, since my right arm is becoming less and less useful, sooner or later, and that's, I'm right-handed, sooner or later, that's why I use the joystick with my right arm. Sooner or later, I'm going to lose that. I will probably have it for maybe even a couple more years. But right now, I'm on a kick of becoming more proficient with the mouse joystick. Now, pardon me a second while I adjust the altitude setting, which is now at 27.1. Actually, scroll up. Scroll up. Scroll down too. How do I I get this thing to scroll up? There we go. Scroll up 2. Scroll up 27.5. That'll do just fine. Okay. We're climbing at an indicated 1700. You know, this is as good as, without a great effort, the Wilco Falcon would have a hard time climbing better than this. I think the next time I fly the Falcon, I'm going to just not even kick the autopilot in at all until I reach altitude. And I'm just going to punch it to the wall and climb like hell, because I know damn well it can do it. You know, I'm like pussyfooting along with what the autopilot will allow me to do. This thing, you know, you're kind of pussyfooting along, but it can give you a lot better performance. Yeah, I'm showing 1,700 foot a minute climb right now, and still getting 159 knots indicated airspeed. You know, that's pretty good for a single engine turboprop. I'm going to lower the nose a little bit. In fact, I think I'm going to do it now, down to like 1,200. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. That's pretty respectable performance, actually. Oh, if I wasn't so blind, I could see this stuff better. I've got an eye doctor appointment day after tomorrow. My eyes, in the last couple of months, have really taken a dive. And, you know, they'll tell you with multiple sclerosis, that's one of the first things you lose. Now, I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 1985, so it ain't one of the first things I lost. But now, after many, many years, I just think a new prescription is going to help me. You know, I'm not worried about going blind anytime soon. Did we go to 200? Yeah, we did. Okay. That's cool. Let's have a look at the world. There's the tip of Yucatan. There's Cuba. There's Cozumel Island right there that we just left. And if I zoom out a little more, there's Florida. That's where we're going. We've got the altimeter, is that right? No, now we do. This airplane's a performant fool. This puppy will easily cruise over 300 knots if you don't mind burning the gas. I'm a little more conservative. Steve-O Knievo flies his over 300 knots all the time. I like to keep my gas consumption down around 47 an hour. And that'll have her down in the upper 200s, but that's fine with me. And if I'm in a hurry, fine, I'll kick it up. The airplane will do it. This is a fast airplane. It's rated, its service ceiling is 31,000. I've actually had it a little higher than that, but that's, you know, that's fine, 31,000. 31,000 feet in a single engine turboprop, it's pretty respectable in my opinion. 25, what did I say I had it at? 27, okay. Now we'll see if she captures the altitude. And we'll know that happened when the little alt button right here lights up when it hits the altitude. It most of the time does. This is a pretty civilized climb out. I'd be willing to bet that it will. And then we got some adjustments to make to get her to settle down at cruise. 26.5, 26.6. I'm not going to slow the climb. I just want to make sure she's not going to bust right through the altitude. This is only what's it at? Looks like 1,000. I don't think it will. So here we go. 27.2. 27. 3. The climb am slowing down. There it is, kicked in. Good. Okay. Now we want to do a couple of things. First thing we should have done already is go to 850 mode, which gives us 850 shaft horsepower. Let's adjust the condition lever up a little bit. What are the props at? The props are at 72%. We want to be at the bottom of the green arc in the torque gauge. So I'm going to pull the power back to 77, and we'll leave it there for now. That's probably a tad high. Let's see where the gauges look. We want torque to be at the bottom of the green arc. No, I'm saying the wrong thing. No, I'm saying the right thing. I'm just looking. We want prop RPM at the bottom of the green arc. It's actually a tad low. So let's push the props back in a little bit more. That's just barely there. In fact, let's be honest, it's not there. It's almost there. %. Is that right? Yeah. That's respectable. Now we're right at the bottom of the arc. Okay. Geez, we're only getting 260 knots? Whoa, that ain't right. We should do better than that. .77. Let's go to... well, 82. And how's the wind? We're going east. The wind should be on our butt. Don't we get a little wind pointer here somewhere? Doesn't seem to be. I know there is. Sometimes. Oh, you know what you might do? For God's sake, Trace. Raise the flaps. This is why you have these nice little checklists. 279, 280. That's respectable to me. What's the burn? It's 49. Looks like 49 knots, or 49 gallons an hour. That's fine. And the ETE says we will be there in an hour and 24 minutes. So we're not even going to have to go to 8x. I'm going to go to 4x. And I'm going to do that now. You know, something I want to get into is the length of these videos. I've been doing this for a few weeks now, and I just can't seem to get a video under an hour. And I'm imagining you poor people watching this crap, and you know, I hope I'm at least somewhat interesting to listen to, or there's something about this that, you know, why are you going to sit there for an hour watching this? The only suggestion that I would have is don't watch it for an hour. Watch it for whatever you feel like, 15 or 20 minutes. Stop where you are and come back later. Go to my YouTube channel, which you can find under my name, Trace Pearson, TRESPIERSON. All my videos are there. You want to watch one, you can click on videos. All my videos will be listed. Pick the one you want. Start it. When you want to stop watching it, just stop. Just leave it. When you go back to it, it will go back right where you left off. So, you know, you don't have to sit through this endless amount of bullshit out of me for all this amount of time. I mean, it just seems ridiculous. So I just thought I'd run that by you. Most of you probably have more experience with YouTube than I do, and you already know that. What a nice airplane. I mean, I just really like this airplane. No wonder Steve-O likes his real world TBM. There was the first TBM I ever heard about. This is going back a few years. And I've already told this story, I think. It was an attorney, a young guy, flying out of New Jersey somewhere, maybe Teterboro, with a few people on board. Got into what was probably what is known to be the heaviest snow and ice day in history. Airliners were having a hard time. This guy was on a trip to like Arkansas, and he's climbing out and he's asking for higher, and he's asking for higher, and ATC keeps telling him, you know, stay there for now, we'll be with you in a minute, we'll try to give you higher in a few minutes. And, you know, a number of minutes went by, he iced up so much, the airplane just went down. And everybody died. And, you know, it's a point of contention with this. It has nothing to do with the TBM, really. It has to do with when do you decide it's time to declare an emergency. You know, some people say this guy should have just said, I'm declaring an emergency, pump into the wall, I'm going up, I'm sorry, I've got to get out of here. And hopefully he would have been able to climb out of it. But he sure as hell didn't have the answer to his problem where he was. But anyway, that was my first experience with the TBM, but I got to look at it, and I thought, that is a beautiful airplane. And then I found out a little bit more about them, about Cicada. Cicada has a rather mundane single-engine airplane called the Tobago. And then before this, there was the TBM 700. But this puppy is just really the cat's meow. And now there's a 952, which is basically the same airplane just with 100 more horsepower. I'm trying to let these people get there. These are the four NPAG aviation staff people who are not flying the airplane right now. They are all flight qualified. They're all sitting there drinking coffee and having a good time. 2 guys and 2 girls. You can't see them, so you don't think they're there. Well, you can either take my word for it or not. Just because you can't see them doesn't mean they're not there. They're just having a good time. Did I go to 4X? Yes, I did. Look at the ground speed now. 296 knots. Showing 186 knots indicated airspeed with a power setting of what? Am I reading that right? Blind old man. Torque's at 86.6. What's the burn? I haven't had to switch fuel tanks one time. That's interesting. same 49 gallons an hour. I'm fine with that. Getting 296 knots ground speed. Yeah, I'll take it. How far out are we? My eyes are reading 249 miles. Right there where the mouse pointer is. That's DIS, that's our distance out. I'd be tempted to climb and get out of this, but number one, we're not having that rough of a time. The wind is on our butt. We're getting a hell of a good ground speed, and we're not being knocked around too bad. Why bother? We're only 4,000 feet from the service ceiling of the airplane anyway. And it's very iffy whether we would get above this stuff. Sometimes you got cloud cover that's very high. There's a lot of meteorological crap going on in the Atlantic and the Caribbean right now. This is early September 2018. It's September 12th actually. I live near the West Coast, and I mean, excuse me, the East Coast, and they're watching Hurricane Florence right now bearing down on the Carolinas. Supposedly it's going to come ashore tomorrow afternoon or something like that. It's unusual to be in the soup at 27,000 feet. It's not unheard of. Well, more often than not, when you're up this high, you're above it. Pretty bumpy. You know, when I was a younger man, I was a sailor. I grew up on Long Island, spent a few years in Annapolis, Maryland, and at that part of my life, I was a sailing maniac. And I loved it out there when it blew hard. I loved it when it was rough. The rougher it was, the better I liked it. Then later, I got a pilot's license and got into flying, and I hate it when it's rough. I mean, look at this airplane, it's bouncing around. I didn't like chop, I didn't like bumpy, I didn't like turbulence. It's not a question of the airplane strong enough. Those wings are on there, you could bend them up double before you break them off. Airplanes are unbelievably strong, but I just hate being in all that bumpy chop stuff. And when I started contracting MS, you know, I flew on waivers for about 2 years, and it just gradually got worse and worse as my neurological conditions worsened, I guess you'd say. My tolerance for bumpiness, it got to the point where I just couldn't stand it. But you know, pilots are always looking for clear air. I mean, the thing about bumps in the sky, you can't see them coming. You know, when you're in a small sailboat that's very hydrodynamically efficient, and you're being knocked around all over the place by big waves, you can see them coming and take steps to put your bow into them. You know, if you're in a good boat, you're all right, whether it's a powerboat or a sailboat. And I was a sailor. Sailboats are much more seaworthy than the equivalent powerboats. But, you know, good powerboats are plenty seaworthy. Okay, fuel imbalance, that's the first one. Come back on if I don't. Okay, so, make sure what tank are we unhappy with? Well, the 2 tank is a little fuller. What are we taking from? We're taking from the away tank. So it didn't flip over fast enough, but it did flip over. I don't have to do anything. The fuel imbalance light will go out by itself in a few minutes. Wait a minute. I said that backwards. No, we're taking from the away tank. We want to be taking from the 2 tank. So flip the little lever. Now I should be able to come down and see it's taking from the 2 side. And it is. See right there. There it was. There was the right. It was on the away side. That's the right tank. Now it's on the left. I call that the 2 side. 2 means closer to me. Away means further away from me. Yes, I'm strange. I know. Okay, our distance is out. No, our distance isn't out. Our distance is very well tuned in. We're at 107 miles out. Now, I use the 1,000 foot a minute descent technique. So I'm at 27.3. So when I get to 27 minutes out, I'm going to commence descending. I'm 20 minutes out now. Well, then let's commence descending. Let's go to 2x. I wasn't thinking about being only 20 minutes out now. All right, it's not the end of the world. Scroll down 20. Scroll down 45. Scroll down 45. Scroll down 45. Okay. Let's go to VS mode and lower the nose. Slow down a little bit. 750. Let's see. $16 minutes out. We're 26. Well, let's, no. Dropper. Okay, 1,500 feet a minute. That's more like it. Okay, where are we at? 14. Let's go down to like 7 or something. Scroll down 45. It's now set at 100 feet per click. Before it was 1,000 feet per click. So scroll down 45. So it's not going down 4,500. 45,000. It's going down 4,500. So that's 6,000. That'll do for now. Now notice the little airplane. This is the thing about Carenado and their navigation systems that drives me nuts. It's just wavering off a little bit. Not a really big deal, but what magnification are we at? 50 miles. You know, it will get to where when I start getting in close, to keep things straighter on the course path, I'm going to go to heading mode and just do it more or less manually. Okay, nice descent. We are at 2x, right? Are we? Let's make sure. Oh yeah, there it is. I can see that. I'm looking up in the corner. You flight sim experienced people know it. See, I look closely, it says 2x, but I just wanted to make sure, and no, I don't see it as crystal clearly as I should. With these eyes, in the real world, they wouldn't let me fly in ultralight. Okay, we're getting there. We're 51 miles out. Okay, that's better. Let's get a terminal brief. Their main runways are 1735. More often than not, one of those two is going to be in use. Oh, I love it. Wind 105. So we're just going to have to wait. What's the viz? Ooh, boy. Visibility 5 miles broken. Oh, we're going to have to be accurate on this. Okay. Five miles viz, huh? Wind at a 105. That's probably going to mean 17. Scroll down 45. 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 Scroll down 10. Scroll down 45. Oh, there it goes. Scroll down 45. Scroll down 45. I had to pause and go out to make sure it was still functional. Scroll down 45. Scroll down 20. Scroll down 20. Scroll down 20. Scroll down 5. Okay. 34, time to go to normal. Scroll down 45. Scroll up 20. Scroll up 20. Scroll down 10. Scroll down 2. Slow the rate of descent. Now let's call them and see what they say. I think we're going to get 1.7. There we are.
St. Petersburg Tower, November 8500, November, altitude 7 miles southwest with hotel to land. November 850 Sierra, November, St. Petersburg Tower, airport is currently IFR, request
Yeah, alright. What's the ATIS? Shit, gotta go back to it. Surely they have an ATIS? Yes, they do.
St. Petersburg Airport Information, Hotel 1337 Zulu, wind 105 at 4 feet, visibility 4 feet inline rain, sky conditions, ceiling 1000, broken.
Scroll down.
2.25, altimeter 299
Scroll down.
Runway 17 left in use. Landing and departing. Runway 17 left in. Runway 17 right.
Scroll down.
All aircraft reback. Short instructions. Advise control on initial contact. U.S. Hotel. St. Petersburg Airport Information.
Scroll down. Let's go to heading mode. We're making right traffic here. Scroll down 10. Scroll down 10. Scroll down 20. Alright, that'll do for now. Let's put the course pointer. On 17. Scroll down 20. No, wrong way. Scroll up 45. Scroll up 20. Scroll up 20. Scroll down 5. That's about right. Okay, we captured the altitude. No, there we go, just did, just now. At 3,800. Scroll down 5. 33. Whoops. Wrong way. No, that should be right. Oh, and it is. Okay. I get confused by that. See, I'm getting a lot more manual with this stuff. In other words, I'm going to go to mouse joystick and manually fly her in, being guided by the course line, rather than go to nav mode and follow the course line in, because it doesn't do that very well. Whoa. Very good. What's the problem here? Is heading in? It is. Going back to it? Yes. Did we stall? What did we do? All right. Heading is not working. What is the problem? Autopilot wasn't on. That's why she's not climbing either. Now we're getting back. Whoa. Power in, power. Okay. Careful. You don't have an auto throttle. You got to be watching what you're doing with your throttle settings. 170. Okay. 2900. What am I set for? 33. Let's see if it gets back up there and locks on. Let's climb back in. Interesting. Scroll up 10. Put a little more climb in. What's our distance out? Miles. All right. Scroll down 10. Let's get lined up with the reciprocal. 28. Get back up to altitude. Boy, that was hairy. What am I set at? 32, 33. 31. Come on, honey. Catch that altitude. 32. There it goes. Okay. This time we're going to be a little more careful about the power setting. Should be around 65%. Put the prop forward, almost forward. I like it. I never like it completely forward. Back a little bit. Let's see what that does. But for God's sake, let's keep an eye on it. Yeah, that's all right. There's the airport. I want to line up on the course line a good 12 or 13 miles away. Scroll down. Scroll up. I want to go where I can see it. This is a challenge with 5-mile visibility. In these Carenado airplanes, I've not had much experience in low visibility. This is almost IFR. Oh, hell, it is IFR. So we're set up pretty nicely. We're on a nearly reciprocal heading. We're 14 miles away. Airspeed indicating 152. We're at 3,300 feet. I like it. It's fine. Wait another minute, and then I'm going to turn for the perpendicular course. That'll do. Scroll up 45. Scroll up 45. Scroll up 45. Scroll down 10. Scroll down 10. Okay, that's the perpendicular course almost. Pretty much. Scroll down 20. Want to come at it a little more gently. Scroll down 2. Scroll down. That's good for this because in a minute we're going to drop the gear and the flaps and then she'll slow down. At 10 miles out we'll commence a 700 or 800 foot a minute descent. Little farther. Okay. Go to nav mode. I am using nav mode for now. Scroll up 45. Scroll up 45. Scroll up 45. Distance out now 11.3. Gear down. Got your flaps. Have a look. Okay. She's coming around to line up. All right, that's not bad. 124 now. Showing 12 miles out, am I right? Looks that way. 12.6, 12.5. Okay. Reset the altimeter. All right, I'm going to trust it for now. That's setting up pretty well. That's pretty damn close to the course line. 115. Now we're slowing down, we're losing more power in. See, we'll reduce power back down when we start descending. She was losing airspeed. 10:00. No, 10.7. Okay. Yeah, we're locking on pretty well. Let's see if we get a little closer look. Scroll down. Oh yeah, that's not bad. Okay. Scroll down 20. Scroll down 10. Okay. Coming down at 500. That's a tad slight. Let's increase that slightly. We want to get down where we can see the freaking ground. What are we descending at? Over 1,000 a minute now. That's all right. Okay. Just barely see the ground. What were we assigned? Oh no, we didn't get an assignment. All right, we want 1.7 left. No, we want yeah, we want 1.7 left. 15. We're approaching the lake. Staying with it. Having a look here. You're looking good. You're looking fine. Go to that. This. Shut the hell up. Coming across the water. We're too low. Come on, get it back, get it back. Is that it? Yeah, full power. All right. Power off. Full flaps. Nose down where you can see. Put the nose down. Oh, all right. All right. It's all right. It's okay. Looking good. Steady her out. Steady her out. Looking good. Looking good. Yes. 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 Hold her off, hold her off. Okay, let her drop in. Let her drop in, there we go. She's all over the place, but we mostly kept her on the runway. Could have been worse. Pretty crappy weather down here in Florida. It wasn't real magical in Mexico either, as I recall. It's raining in the Caribbean. There's a hurricane coming somewhere. But I don't know where it is. What's the wind? The wind's not high, but it's wet everywhere. Well, that was a lot better than the last one. Still room for improvement. I was way off the line of the runway, which surprised me. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. But I got a little bit messed up there on short final. I'm happy I was able to recover it, actually. Okay, let's see if we can get this thing straightened out. It's still deficient, but it's better. Last week, before we reduced the null zones to very minimal, it was all over the place. The King Air 200 is better than this one. It's more stable. I have yet to fly the Pilatus. That's going to be coming up pretty soon. If I can ever quit my obsession with the Wilco Falcon X, I'm going to finish this trip in Calgary, Canada, and I think give her a rest, maybe fly her down to Reno, which is one of our big FBOs. It's a big headquarters FBO. And let her have a rest there. The Mooney is there, and the default Mooney and the default King Air are both there. They've been there for quite a while. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Our little headquarters building. It's not the only building we park at, but it's the most frequent one. Okay. Set the brake. And there's the little box. Okay. Flight line acknowledges that we have landed at St. Petersburg Clearwater. So let's put this flight away. Open the pilot door. Open the passenger door the only way we can. Okay. And shut her down. Lights down. Power off with that handy dandy little bar. Screens are black. Airplane is shut down. Well, folks, that was a great trip. It wasn't perfect, but it was civilized. And we'll get better. So, once again, until next time, thanks for coming along, and we'll catch you later.